Good morning, everyone. I have a nice little flow planned for you today. We're going to focus in a bit on the shoulders and also a bit on the rib cage as well, and kind of see how you can integrate and strengthen those two parts of the body so you can find a little bit of stability and support in that upper body. So we're going to start standing. So you can come towards the top of your mat. I'd like to put a little bit of music on. I'm going to do that. Y'all know I love music. So just starting top of the mat here, standing tall. Really lengthening out through your spine, tailbone softening towards the floor. Maybe spreading out through your toes a bit, palms facing forward. And just beginning to find your breath. Find a deep breath in, filling up. Send that breath out. Two more like that. Just beginning to connect with that rest and digest system. And find a little peace and calm in your day. We'll begin with a sun salutation A. So on your next inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead. On your exhale, folding forward. You can soften your knees as much as you need. Inhale, little half lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend your hips and knees and step back into your plank. Good, lower all the way for cobra, halfway if you're already ready for up dog. And then exhaling out, curl the toes, lift the hips high, down dog. Look to the front of your mat. Deep breath in and exhale, walk your way forward, forward fold. On your inhale, just rising up, nice big stretch. Exhale, fold it forward, soften the knees if you need. Inhale, lift and lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hinge at your hips and knees, plant your hands, stepping back into that plank. Lower cobra or maybe upward dog if you're ready for that. Lengthening through the legs, shoulders moving back and down. And then downward dog. And look front of your mat, deep breath in, exhale, walk your way forward, inhale, rise up. Let's take a few more rounds like that, pick up the pace. Exhale, fold it forward, inhale, lift, exhale, bend back to plank, cobra or upward dog, downward dog. You might rise onto your toes, bend your knees, walk or maybe a little bunny hop to forward fold, rising up and back down we go. Breathing in, breathing out, connect with that breath. It'll bring you calm. Slow down that heart rate or maybe pick it up, this sun sal that we've got here. Stay with that breath. Lift from the belly to that downward dog. Inhale, rise up. Two more rounds like this. Really try to zip up that low belly in that plank. Rise up. Last round here. Good. Rising into that high mountain. Good. Exhale the hands down through heart center. Take a moment, 2 breaths just to catch that breath. And then releasing the arms down by your side. Just start to alternate rolling the shoulders back. Just a little shoulder mobility. You might feel a little tightness in your neck as well. If you want to get your neck and your head moving a little bit side to side, that might feel nice. And then we'll reverse. Let's take that forward. Breathe. And from here, let's take the hands to the shoulder capsules and just sort of rotate the elbows. Little capsule rolls here. Keep thinking about the length of your spine. A little zip in the belly, just giving some engagement in the other parts of the body. And then reverse the direction. And then we'll take this even bigger. So swimming the arms back now, like you're just swimming through the ocean, maybe this beautiful lake behind me. Just to get things moving in there, mobilized. And then reverse, swimming forward. Excellent. Inhale, reach those arms straight up. On your exhale, soften and fold it forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend your hips and knees. Let's step back into that plank. Take a little vinyasa if you like, cobra or maybe upward dog. Really lift up in those shoulder heads. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together, perhaps. And then curling the toes will meet up, downward facing dog, just a little pedal of the feet here. Lift and lower your heels, find your breath. Work through those hamstrings, those calf muscles a bit. Good, looking in front of your mat. You can walk or hop forward, find that forward fold, then inhale, rise up, high mountain. Good, exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, bend your hips and knees, and we'll step back. Pause in that plank. As you're in this plank today, we're going to take a few chaturangas, so a few push-ups. I want you to think about two options. You can either squeeze your shoulder blades together, or you can think about pressing the floor away, broadening across the shoulder blades. I like to give that little squeeze, so take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bend your elbows, little chaturanga push-up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend. This is 4. Again, 3. 2 more. 2. And 1. Good. Exhale, lift the hips high, find downward dog. Good. Right leg lifts, find your 3-point. Little flex of that foot here today. And you're going to look towards the front of your mat. If you want to place a little object there, you can, or just imagine they're going to tap the mat right between your thumbs. And on your next exhale, just bring that right foot forward. Just imagine you're going to tap there. The foot's hovering here, so you engage your abdominals. Then inhale, lift that leg back up, 3-point. Exhale, swing that leg forward. Pause as if you're going to tap between your fingers and then reach back up. 3 more like that. Exhale, bring the right toes forward. Inhale, back up. That foot stays hovering. Pull the belly in as that foot reaches towards the front of the mat. Last one. And inhaling back up. Good. From here, we shift into high plank, one-legged plank. So that right leg is hovering behind you. Really zip up in the belly, and you can decide spreading across the shoulder blades or squeezing together. And then your choice. You can either lower the foot or lower in that one-legged plank all the way towards the floor. Good. From here, we're taking the R's out wide, tenting the fingers, and inhale, lift into that cobra. Really point through the toes, lengthen through your legs, and then think about pulling back with your fingertips so you really get engaged through the shoulders, especially the backs of the shoulders. And then exhale, releasing down, hands underneath the shoulders, curl your toes, lift from your belly to downward dog. Big breath out. Look front of the mat. And then walking that way forward to forward fold, pausing there. Go ahead and let your left hand plant on the floor, maybe a block or some books. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And try to let the shoulders creep up by your ears. Relax them down. And get it spreading across the front of your chest. Good. Exhale, release the right hand down. Left arm's going to reach up. You can soften into that right knee. And again, try to let the shoulders creep up by your ears. Try to let the back really round. Long across the chest, relaxing the shoulder blades, the shoulders down your back. Make your neck feel long. And then exhale, releasing that left hand down. Inhale, rise up, big stretch, high mountain. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lifting and lengthening. Bend your hips and knees, plant your hands, and step back to that plank. Good. Again, make that choice, spreading across the shoulder blades or squeezing together. Really root the tailbone down. We've got 5 chaturangas. Deep in. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. This is 3. This is 2. Last one. Really squeeze shoulder blades together. Engage those big muscles in the backs of the shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath out. And inhale that left leg high, 3-point, flexing through that foot. Again, we've got those little toe taps. So deep inhale on your exhale, you're going to swing that left leg forward. Imagine you're going to tap between the fingers and then reach back up. 1 more tap, tap the toes forward and then reaching back up. You can soften the knee if you need to. Really pull the belly in. 2 more. Good. Reach that left leg high, and then you're just going to shift into that high plank, one-legged plank here. Good. You might stay hovering. Notice the shoulders. Are they squeezing together? Maybe give a little squeeze of your thumbs together. Engage those pecs. And you can either keep that foot hovering or lower the foot. We're lowering all the way down towards the floor. Arms extend behind you. Inhale, lift the chest. Palms are facing down for a locust. And again, think of the shoulder heads lifting up and away from the floor. Shoulder blades are hugging towards one another. Exhale down, hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes, lift into that downward facing dog. Excellent. I'm going to lift that right leg high, find your 3-point. Exhale, knee to chest for your cheetah. And then a big step through straight into your runner's lunge. Good. From here, left hand will plant down, floor or props. The right arm is going to reach up, twisted lunge. Good. Imagine you're hugging a little block between your inner thighs, opening across that chest just like you did in that forward fold twist. If you'd like, you can flip the thumb and just add a little bind. So just a little different movement of the shoulder here, internal rotation. Keep opening through the chest. Keep breathing. And then reach that right arm high, lower that hand down, runner's lunge, step back, downward dog. Good, left leg lifts high, 3-point. Exhale, knee to chest for that cheetah. Big step through, runner's lunge. We're headed for that twisted lunge. The right hand plants this time. Left arm reaches up high towards the sky or the ceiling. Hugging that block, imaginary between your inner thighs. Maybe you flip that thumb and bind the left arm behind your back. Yeah, left arm reaches high, lower that left hand down, feet come together, front of the mat, forward fold. And then inhale, rising up, high mountain. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen, bend your hips and knees, and we're back to that plank. Same thing with those chaturangas. We've got 5 here, so when you're ready, lower halfway. Inhale back up, that's 5. This is 4. 3, squeeze those shoulder blades together, maybe even your thumbs. And 1, good. Lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, big breath out. 1 more breath like that, deep inhale, and send that breath out. Good, straight away we're shifting into that high plank. Really lengthen all the way through the crown of your head. This time, maybe you just give a little tap of your right fingers forward or lift them up and off. Try not to shift the hips too much, it's challenging. 3, 2, 1, right hand down, left arm up, hold. 3, 2, 1, left hand down, right hand up, left leg up. 3, 2, 1, left arm, right leg. 3, 2, 1. Lower that hand, lower that foot. Let's lower all the way down. Good. Reach those arms and legs behind you. This time, palms facing inward. Inhale, lift into that locust. Reach through the fingertips, reach through your toes. Maybe the feet lift off. That feels okay for your back. And again, lift the shoulder heads a little bit away from your mat. Neck is long. Good. Plant your hands, lower the feet, curl the toes. Lift the hips to downward facing dog. Big breath out. It's a challenging one. Right leg lifts, you find that 3-point. Exhale, knee to chest for that cheetah, and a big step through, you find that runner's lunge. Good, left hand plants down, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, twisted lunge. And then from here, we're headed for side plank. Feel free to modify it. Outer edge of that left foot, the right leg is going to swing back behind you. And then notice your shoulders here. Are they creeping up? Draw them down. Feel that left shoulder blade rooted on the back of your rib cage. You want to add a little extra challenge, hover that top foot. Get those glute medius involved. Lower that foot if you took that hover. Right hand comes down, high plank, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Excellent. Left leg lifts, 3-point. Knee to chest for that cheetah, big step through, runner's lunge. Excellent. Right hand plants, left arm up for that twisted lunge. And we're headed for side plank, outer edge of the right foot. That left leg swings back, maybe modifying if that's what you need today. If you really want to focus in on the shoulders, left and the legs. Draw that right shoulder blade down the back of your rib cage. Excellent. Left hand down. Oh, if you wanted to add that hover, coming back. And then to that high plank, hips come high for a downward dog. Big breath out. And look to the front of your mat. You're welcome to rise on your toes, bend your knees, walk or little bunny, hop to that forward fold. On your next inhale, rising up, high mountain. Good. From here, that right hand's just going to grab for that left wrist, slide the hand up. Take a little side stretch towards your right. Left rib cage is flaring open like the wings of a bird. It's expanding, breathing through the left ribs. Good. Inhaling back up to center. Just step your right foot back, wide stance. We're going to flip the palms here, open the arms wide into a wide V. Don't try to draw the shoulder blades down the back here. You want a little lift in your shoulders when your arms are overhead anatomically. And then from here, we're just making a big star pose. Really reach the fingertips, extend through your heels. If you want to, you can rise onto your toes. Challenge your balance a little bit. Really lengthen all the way through the legs, the tailbone, zipping up the low belly. Lowering the heels, we're going to shift onto that left foot. So floating star, push off the right. You can stay here, press down into that left heel, or again, you can rise onto your toes. Really extend up through the fingertips. Ooh, that's tough. Good. Lower that right foot, wide step, deep breath in and exhale, wide-legged forward fold, releasing here. You can feel free if you'd like to add some side lunges. Just make this little wide-legged forward fold your own. Breathe. And let's lengthen up through that spine. Just walk your hands to the front of your mat, runner's lunge. And then from here, planting the hand, stepping back into plank. It's your vinyasa. Maybe you lower, cobra or up dog, or maybe straight to downward dog, your choice. Shoulder heads are moving back and down. We meet up in that downward dog. Right leg will lift for your 3-point exhale. Knee to chest for cheetah. Big step through back to that runner's lunge. And then lengthening through that right leg, you might want to step that left leg in a little bit. We're headed for a pyramid. Maybe hands up a little bit higher on props if you need that, or tenting the fingers. And then maybe a little pull back with your right heel and folding it forward. Stretching out those hamstrings. Remember, the knee can stay soft. There's no reason the legs have to be fully straight. Right, we're lengthening through the muscle. It's working regardless whether the joint is straight or a little bent. And inhaling to lengthen through your spine, we're headed for a revolved triangle. Always a challenging one. The left hand will plant, the right hand will lift, maybe comes to your hip, maybe the shoulder, or maybe all the way up towards the sky. Neck is long. You can choose where you want to take your gaze. Maybe it's straight out. Maybe you want to look up at those fingertips. Challenge that balance a little bit more. Good. Exhale, release that right hand down. Step your feet together to forward fold. And then inhaling to rise up, high mountain. Good. Left hand comes to the right wrist. You can slide the hand up the forearm if you like. Tilt towards your left. Big side stretch to the right. Fanning out the right rib cage. It can be a butterfly this time. Right rib cage is like those wings. Expanding out. Breathing. And then extending back up to center. Left foot's going to step back. Just a big wide stance, parallel feet. Reaching through those fingertips. Reaching down through the heels, zipping up the low belly, maybe even a little engagement in those glutes. And if you want to, rise into the toes. Ooh, I'm a little wider here, a little more challenging. Let the shoulders lift a little bit. You don't want them too relaxed. Don't let the rib cage pop forward. Keep pulling the ribs back towards your spine. You're going to lower the heels if you took that rise. You're going to push off the left foot, floating star. And if you want that extra little challenge, rise into the toes. Again, the rib cage doesn't pop forward. We're softening that tailbone down, zipping up the low belly. On your exhale, really pull that rib cage in. Good. Lower that left foot, and it's a wide-legged fold. Exhale out. Release those arms. Release the head and neck. Breathe. Take some side lunges if that feels good for you. Little stretch for the adductors. We're pausing in center. Walk your hands towards the front of your mat. Runner's lunge. Step back into your plank, your vinyasa. Cobra, maybe upward dog, or straight into down dog. Maybe even a child's pose if you're like, oh, that's a tough one. The left leg will lift. Find that 3-point. Knee to chest for that cheetah. Big step through runner's lunge, headed for pyramid. Maybe you step the right foot in. When you're ready, you can fold forward. Give a little stretch to the left hamstrings, left calf. And just a little engagement, low belly. Maybe a softness in that left knee, maybe a pull back with the left heel. If you're sliding the mat to the back of the room, if you're in a room. And then inhaling to lengthen your spine, it's revolved triangle. Right hand plants, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Big opening across the chest. It's the spine that's rotating, not so much the hips. Gotta keep them stable and strong. Again, maybe that hand just comes to the hip. Maybe shoulder, maybe you've already reached up towards the sky. Maybe you want to look up. And then releasing that left hand down. Step the feet together for forward fold. And inhale, let's rise up. Just for a little release of those hamstrings. And a big breath out, folding it forward. That right leg is going to lift for your standing L. We're headed straight for half moon. Just a little balancing work here at the end of class. The left hand will plant. The right hand can start to lift off. The right hip can start to open. Again, maybe the hand comes to the hip, shoulder, or all the way up towards the ceiling. Feel free to grab a prop. Ooh, this one's challenging for me today. Half moon, always a hard one. Then notice the shoulders. Right, that's our focus today. Shoulder blades are moving down. Rib cage isn't popping forward. So we're picking up the belly, pulling the ribs back. You can do that by using your breath. And then find that forward fold, feet come together. Inhale, rise up, release those hamstrings. One more time, fold it forward. We're headed for that standing L. That left leg sweeps up and back behind you. And then it's half moon, hand on the floor or a block. Start to hover the left fingertips. Maybe it's a little tap up and down or opening the left toes. Left hand to the hip, shoulder, or all the way up. Remember that bottom knee can be a little soft, right? The hamstrings are working regardless. Relax the shoulders, open through the chest, and then release. Left foot comes down, inhaling to rise up. Big stretch there. On your exhale, folding it forward. We're going to bend the hips and knees all the way down till we're seated. You're going to grab some sort of prop. If you want to grab a book or if you've got a block nearby. We're just going to do a little bit of last minute mobility for the shoulders now that we've got them nice and warm. One of my favorite little exercises. You're going to put that block or that book in your hand. We're just going to start by rotating the block inwards towards your body. Internal rotation. I haven't done this in a while, so y'all can struggle with me. And then reaching the block away out by your side. And then finding that rotation coming back around. Try not to drop it. Try not to move your rib cage too much. Extend it straight back out. And the fingertips are going to rotate in towards your head, the palm a little bit out towards the side. And then reaching up towards the sky. Let's do one more like that. Doesn't matter which side you're on. To me, we're going to do both. Little internal rotation. Whew. And then coming back around. External rotation. Fingertips move in towards your head, the heel of your hand outwards. Sitting up tall. And then we'll simply switch hands. So that block comes to your left hand, reach it way out by your side. And then we're finding that internal rotation, rotating the block inwards towards your body. Extend it out. Remember, if this is bothersome for you, remove the prop and just make it really small. You don't have to go all the way. It can be pretty challenging for some of us. If you've got shoulder stuff, of course, modify, right? We're all made differently. Gotta do different things sometimes. Last one like this. And then releasing that block down. Good, you could put that prop somewhere by your side. We're going to make our way onto our backs. Just a last little exercise, just a little abdominal work. We thought we were done. Ha, no, we're not. Interlacing those fingers behind your head, elbows hugging in. Take that deep breath in. On your exhale, lift your shoulder blades up and away from your mat. Really press the belly down. Notice your rib cage as well. Can you press the rib cage down too? Use those intercostals. Inhale, releasing down, same thing. Exhale, lift. Pressing the belly down, pushing out all of the air, pulling that rib cage in. Inhale to lower. And we'll add on. Exhale and lift. This time, right arm's going to reach straight up towards the ceiling. Lower the elbow close in by your side and just press the floor away. So you can feel the rib cage engage a little bit more. And then that hand comes behind your head, lowering down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift. Left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Left elbow plants down close in by your side. Pull the rib cage in. Press that elbow. Hand behind your head, inhale and lower. Last one, exhale, lift both arms this time, reaching them up towards the ceiling. Elbows plant down close in, press into the earth, the floor. Pull the rib cage in. And then hands behind your head, inhale and lower. Let's reach the arms overhead, extend out through the toes. A nice, big, full body stretch. And we're heading for that Shavasana whenever you're ready. Relaxing the arms down by your sides. If this is how you would like to take your final rest today. And just notice what you feel in your shoulders. Can you let them release a little bit more into the earth? Be mindful of your low back. If you need to bend your knees to find a little bit more stability and support in your spine, that's great. I bend my knees all the time when I'm in Shavasana. It just gives me a little bit more stability. And then finding your breath. Relax your face, relax your eyes, your jaw. See if you can start to elongate and expand your breath even further. Send it deep into the pit of your belly. And you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. Enjoy this rest. Take a moment of peace for your day. Namaste.